what you all have been wanting to talk about. There you go. Yes. Been waiting on this for the longest time. They delayed it for a week, and it's out now. It's out this weekend, and I am overjoyed. I have no idea how Elliot feels about this. It could be the best thing in the world to him, or he could think it sucks donkey balls. I don't know. But let's move on to the final topic at the top of the hour, and that is the Mortal Kombat spoilers talk. Yes, and all of its spoilery goodness. And again, guys, if you didn't know, I do have a review for this on my channel, and I believe Elliot does have a review for it on his channel as well. So if you haven't seen Mortal Kombat yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I strongly suggest you turn the video off now, because we are going to get into all of this spoilery goodness. And so I'm gonna pass to you real quick, Elliot.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Mortal Kombat? And your there was my thumbnail, and I just wanted to show you that real quick. Yeah,
love it.
But how did you feel about this, man? And spoil all you can.
Mortal Kombat, man. So what did I think about it? So look, the headline, the word around town, and a lot of people have been using this word, and I think this word is a good way to describe it at points. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a video game movie. It's based on a video game. What to expect. It's not an Oscar-winning type of story, whatever the case may be. We just want to come there for the fights, the fatalities, some good references to the video games, and just have a good time. And for some of the movie, I did enjoy myself. But then when I actually look at it as a movie, so the kid in me loved the stuff that we got in the film. The Mortal Kombat fan, seeing the 95 Mortal Kombat, I don't even acknowledge Annihilation because that movie was garbage. But the kid in me loved this movie. It was so fun seeing some of my favorite characters growing up, seeing some references to the video game, Liu Kang doing the leg sweep and different, fatalities and little one-liners. All that stuff was... The kid in me loved all that. But then when you look at it, you turn on your brain, the logical things, the dialogue, listen, Cole Young was the most unnecessary, whoever idea was to bring in this character to the franchise, to me, needs to get fired or reevaluate their life in regard, because I thought Cole Young was such a waste of time, and everything revolving around that character, minus his connections to Scorpion, was trash. His family, his fighting scenes, his whole spending so much time on him developing his chi and his actual power, which I don't even know. What is he? I don't know even what that was, what that power was. He was Luke Cage or something. I don't know what his powers was, but I wasn't a fan of that character at all. And it was just, I don't know, Brandon. I just wasn't a fan, man. I was trying to have fun, but I just couldn't ignore the dialogue, and it felt so rushed to me. We never really get to take in some of the scenery. We never really get to know who the characters were. Sonya Blade and Jax, to me, were terrible characters.
Oh, really?
I did not like those characters at all. Okay. Throw in Cole as well as that mix. The things that made the film enjoyable to me was the first half of the movie, focusing on, which I think the film should have focused on a lot more, was Scorpion and the beef that he has with Sub-Zero.
I'm taking notes of what you said because I want to.
Yeah, man. I wanted more Liu Kang. I wanted more of a tournament and not a practicing match of just sparring off with each other and trying to find their inner powers. All that stuff to me was super uneventful and anticlimactic. And some of the villains, Melina didn't have much to do. It just felt like they were set up. This is a setup. We're going to set up. It's a sequel coming. We're talking about the tournament, but we're not going to have it in this movie. You got to come back to see it next movie. I wanted to love it, Brandon, but I just didn't, man. I had fun with some parts, but I ultimately, the film of it, the script and the plot and the dialogue just wasn't for me, my friend. But it seems like you might have a rebuttal, man. You like,
I got a Rick. Before I rebut, just quick question. So this movie failed to you. You wouldn't recommend it if you was on Rotten Tomatoes. You would give it a rotten instead of a fresh. Is that
what I said in my review? Is if you are a fan of the IP, the video games, and you're looking for, again, the fatalities, the fun, the one-liners, some of the cool moments from the video games, you're gonna have a good time. But if you're looking for like an actual, like a good film with good character development and at least a decent script, I don't think this is gonna be for you. So if you're a fan of the IP, I think you'll find something to enjoy from it. But to me, I was just like, wow, this is a mess.
Okay. Well, I gave it when I did my review. I'm gonna just keep on showing that thumbnail because I just want
It's
to.
awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
when I gave my review, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. However, I am going to change that rating real quick. Not real quick. Eman says Cole Young was there for new audiences as an anchor. He was their eyes to navigate this world. That is
I get
true.
that, but why
You
not
could have
just
used
use one of
right. You
the?
could have used. I agree
Yeah,
that you could have used any other character for that. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah,
could have got to know Liu Kang again.
yeah.
I enjoyed the film. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
I had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It was not perfect. It does have its things that disappointed me, but I watched it again today from beginning to end, and I still enjoyed it, even though with all the crap. I still enjoyed it. Now, there was one character that you brought up, Sonya Blade and Melina. So if I can try to get that picture, well, yeah, here they go right here. Sonya Blade and Melina. Here goes your girl Melina right here. Here goes your girl Melina.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, Sonya Blade. I like Sonya Blade a lot. I did, to be honest with you. I liked her so much more than the Sonya Blade in the original
I'll give
95
you that.
movie.
I'll give you that.
To me, in this movie, she just had more to say. She had more to do. The original, she had a stick up her behind for some reason, and I mean, she came around towards the end, but she just was an ass to me.
Yeah.
This one right here was much more believable to me with her physical presence and fighting. When she fought Kano, because first of all, I love a woman that can kick ass. You know what I'm saying?
She held her own.
Right. Of course, we all know that men, majority, are naturally stronger than women, but But I still like there are some women out there that can whoop up on some dudes if they train and stuff like that. And for the most part, in Hollywood and in entertainment medium, you know, most women, Michelle Yeoh, and just they can do their thing. I was what was the Angelina Jolie movie where she was like, I don't mean to, it just wasn't believable. It was
Salt.
Salt. That was just not believable to me. You know that, and that ties in with the 95 Sonya. This, she held her own when she fought Kano in the desert, and I thought I had that picture. It was believable. I was like, man, she can really kick this person's ass, and I believed it. I liked the exposition that she had with Cole Young when Jax was like, hey, go to West Street or whatever and look for Sonya Blade. The whole exposition thing with the base, and like Mortal Kombat, and they had all the stuff up on the wall, and then her fighting the little reptilian thing. I loved all that from Sonya, and I thought she was my least favorite character to like at this point before I started watching it. She was my least favorite, but actually being one of my favorites in the movie. Now the acting was not the best coming from her character, but that's half of the cast. It's not just her. Cole Young was one of the people that was sucking it up in the acting too. But I really did like Sonya Blade. But I will agree with you on this though, man. We did need more Liu Kang.
Yes,
we did. He's a crowd favorite. Everybody loved Liu Kang, so I don't know why we couldn't get more. Now, what we did get with Liu Kang, I did like. I thought that was cool. I love how he was using the fire and all of that. I mean, like I said, I just wanted more from him. And I like the whole Incarna thing of how all of the world's champions, how they got their power. Like the Incarna, just that lore, that mythology, or whatever you want to call it. I like that. I thought that was cool. I thought that this makes sense to me as to how these human people, how they're going to be able to get power as well. If they're chosen and they unlock it, then there they go. I mean, I like that. How you feeling about that?
That to me felt a little bit underdeveloped in regards to really kind of explaining that, in regards to finding the inner power, and again, just seeing, like, for example, which someone mentioned, and that's another positive. I don't know. Some people might be on the fence of Kano, but I thought that he was one of the better characters in the film. I found, when it came to the cheesiness and the one-liners, his jokes to me were kind of funny, especially when he develops what he can do, as we can see on the screen now. But going back to just kind of developing the powers again, I thought that when we saw them training again, I was thinking that we were going to get a tournament in this film, but we clearly didn't. But them finding their inner powers, and Sonya, the whole film is like kind of being tossed aside because she doesn't have powers, and she obviously takes her power and gets it from Kano, and we see her, doing her Sonya Blade thing from the movie, or the video games. But I don't know. I felt like that whole plot could have been a little bit more ironed out.
I got you now. Okay. Let me start from the beginning real quick, and I don't want to keep you here forever.
No,
I hope you can agree with me on this. Hopefully, we can agree on something. I think that this scene right here in the opening,
it's the best part of the film.
Okay, thank God.
Easily.
Thank God.
Like I said, the best beginning is my favorite part of the movie.
I was in the stream. No, I wasn't gonna do that. But yes, this was the best part in the whole movie right here. Yep. It was just absolutely fantastic. Everything about it, man. The color palette, the cinematography, the music, those bright, vibrant colors, the whole set design, the costumes, the effects,
the acting,
yes, because these two gentlemen actually can act. They led the show there. Just even when they was punching, like the bass, and like it was very impactful. I'm pretty sure you know who Tyrone Magnus is. But I was watching his review for this, and he says that he feels like somebody shot this, and then somebody else took control of the rest of the movie. Like it feels like two completely different movies.
I couldn't agree with him more. Yep,
exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. When this was going down, man, I was like, oh my goodness gracious! If the whole movie is like this, we're gonna have the best thing in the freaking world. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be watching this thing every day for the next 2-3 months. And so, okay, cool.
I couldn't agree with you more. They were the best parts. They were the best parts of the film. Whenever they were on screen together, first off, foremost, they're hand to hand. I know there were some martial arts, like I know Liu Kang. I think he's actually knows karate. I think the gentleman that plays Cole Young, Louis Tan, he knows, he can hold his own in a fight. And I think he's a stunt man. He started off as a stunt man. So a lot of them knew how to fight. But to me, they were the best fighters. The choreography was cleaner. And I just felt the tension. I felt the hatred. I felt this rivalry that they've had for centuries. But everything else, like you just mentioned, I thought that was the tone for the rest of the film. But no, the very next scene, we meet Mr. Trash Cole Young's character. And that's it was just down here from there when we focused on him and his family and his daughter, who I thought was his sister for half the movie. And then it was like, oh, is this a stepdaughter? And like, this is your family? No chemistry at all?
Well, I actually thought this scene right here was actually pretty good.
Oh, his the battle, the MMA
the fighting. Yeah, I thought that was pretty effective. His acting did suck balls, but it got bad to me. Like it was okay in the beginning, but it got bad towards the end. Like when they went into that little void thing, and he was like, "Guys, we can do it." I was like, "Oh my god!"
You do this, and we go here. We could get it. Yeah, I'm just like, who is this dude? Get this someone fatality. Someone to kill him now.
Well, let me ask you this, man. How did you feel about this character right here, Raiden? How'd you feel about Raiden?
He was fine. I mean, he wasn't really. I mean, he's in the movie, but he really doesn't. I don't know. He just felt he was just a sideline most of the movie. He couldn't interfere with gods and interfering with the tournament and all that stuff and teleporting people from here to there. I don't know. There wasn't enough for me to not like the performance, but also wasn't enough for me to like really be like, oh, Raiden was so badass. I felt like he was just kind of like meh for me personally.
Now for me, the way he entered and left the scene was dope. At the very beginning when he took the baby and teleported away, I absolutely loved it. I thought that was freaking fire. Let me grab this real quick. Hold on. $10. Let me make Eman happy real quick. Yes. Derek Thorpe, $10. I think Cole Young was put for our point of view, but I really think he thought he was in or on a Power Ranger set. LOL. Yep, I said the exact same thing in my review for the Power Ranger thing. And so, thank you so much for the super chat, Derek Thorpe. I really do appreciate it. I did like I said, I liked all the Raiden stuff. Like as far as the abilities, but the acting was pretty crap.
Yeah,
it just wasn't good, unfortunately. Now, like you said, we do agree that Kano.
He was funny. He had me rolling.
Yeah, he was. I was laughing when they had him chained up and the lights cut off because the reptilian creature was coming. He was like, "Hey, get me out of here! I can help." And Cole was like, "Just sit tight." And he was like, "Oh, I thought I was War Soul. I'll just sit here, you idiot." And that was funny. Like. The film needed that type of levity in it, you know what I'm saying? And so I thought that was cool. Subology. This movie was dope. Rim 17. I agree. Kano and Sonya Blade were good. Yeah, yeah. And so he's saying Rim 17 is saying facts best part. I think that's
the
from
beginning.
The very beginning right there. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I'll say there's something that really did disappoint me. I was really bugged off by this is what they ended up doing with Goro. That pissed me off. I mean,
That whole scene.
you have this legendary warrior that has been knocking heads off for hundreds, if not thousands of years. He's supposed to be the legend. I mean, when he popped, he made an interest in our world because Shang Tsung was over there, talking about their plan, and then Goro come busting through the door, he's like, Prince Goro. He's like, yes, I'm
Oh, this is a W now. We about to take this win.
Right. And then Cole Young gets his powers, and like this was just stupid, like his little power set or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really Shao Kahn is disappointed. But I'm just really bothered how easily he was able to defeat Goro. That's ridiculous. This is one of the things that made me change my rating with how I just like, he broke Goro's arm and then he snapped it. It just like somebody was in like on Facebook, one of these Mortal Kombat fan groups, and somebody was like just livid about this scene, just like, this is Prince Goro. His wife and daughter wasn't even afraid of him. They treated him like he was a stray. Like they looked at him, they weren't afraid. They looked at him like he was a stray dog.
They were acting like that was like a wild raccoon in the backyard.
Right. Opposed to like a 4-armed monster from another realm. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't agree. I couldn't disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? And so, you guys are night owls. Yeah, we'll probably go to bed after this.
I don't even. Seriously, I don't even know what is Cole's power. What is that? Like, what he's a man built of gold, and he has like sticks on his arm. Like, I don't even know what that is.
Oh man. Okay. I don't either, man. I don't either. But
Cole
we can move on from that, man. How do you feel about Kung Lao, man? I like Kung Lao.
Again, this goes back to what I was saying. There wasn't enough of the characters from the video game. He was like, it was like almost like a glorified cameo. I don't know why. Again, the motivations of Liu Kang and him, the cousin dying, all that stuff. They were their duo. I wanted more of these characters. Give me more of the characters I enjoyed from the video games and less of Cole Young. Like, I don't understand why they had to put that. He took away screen time from the characters I actually like and were interesting. I don't know whose idea. Again, I get the idea of Cole Young being the point of view, and we're getting it from his perspective. But everything that they brought to that character to me was just a waste of time and took away from screen time.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, his entrance when his hat was on the ground and he teleported up, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I love that right there. That
I think he has my favorite fatality in the whole movie when he takes out the I can't think of the back.
I think Nantara or whatever.
Yeah.
I like they show how ruthless he was because he threw the hat down there and he concentrated. He did the little pose, the focus or whatever, and then grabbed her, and like as he was running her body through the hat spinning, he got his face is like, oh yes, I like that. I'm just like, man, you're letting the blood go in your eyes and your mouth and stuff. You're not, and I like that. So Kano was cracking jokes and stuff, talking about his spinning hat, like, oh, that's Sean Carter and all that. But I thought it was badass.
He was dope. It's just not enough of him, unfortunately.
Yeah, the thing is, what is disappointing, to be honest with you, that I wish he didn't die. It was nice that we got to see Shang Tsung do a move of him taking a soul. That was cool. But I didn't want Kung Lao to die because he didn't even fight anybody. Yeah. All he did was train. And I mean, he fought the Nantara bad person, but that was really he just really didn't fight her. He kind of just dodged and then threw her on the hat.
He'll be back though. I think he'll be back. Because with the whole, your death is just the beginning. So I mean, he might come back not as a hero, but I think he might come back on their team next film that they were setting up the whole time.
Cool. And I know how you were saying about you wanted a tournament. I did too, but I think the reason why I'm giving this film a pass as well is because I know it's coming, and they made it blatantly obvious that we're going to be getting a sequel. And so that's cool in the game right there for me. I was like, oh, we're not getting it. I mean, I like the build up. that we got. So I mean, I'm cool with it
Precursor,
there.
the pre-game before the actual big game. I just wish it was just the I don't know. I think there could have been room and a story to be told with the tournament being involved. Of course, like you said, they're going to come back with it next year, and of course, we got the stinger with Mr. Johnny Cage coming in the mix. But I just felt like, I don't know, just the practicing, the training, all that stuff to me just kind of fell flat.
I got you, man. I got you. Should have been more MK character.
Jax, we got to talk about Jax.
Oh no, yeah. We definitely are. We definitely are. Before we get there though, I like Cabal is not a character that I'm just like one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm saying.
But I mean, I would have preferred him be more serious, given the what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But he was still funny to me in this. It's like, oh, he's about to get his soul sucked, and he's like, what the F? And just kind of just like lays his desk, like, well, what's up, Kano? What's going on, you piece of shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. It was funny to me. How you feel about what's his name? Cabal.
He was okay, like you said. His comedic relief. Him and Kano had some pretty good bars. Their back and forth was pretty comedic. The fighting style to me, again, a lot of I don't know, man. Maybe this is just me, but I thought a lot of the fight choreography was kind of not great, to say the least. Besides Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and like you mentioned, that the MMA fight that we got at the beginning was pretty solid. But everything else to me was just so kind of just like clunky and just Hollywoodish. Like I was wanting some really good hand-to-hand combat fights, but I didn't get a lot of that. And Cabal and him and Liu Kang fighting, obviously the moment with the dragon coming out was cool, but he was okay. Again, my issues lie within Cole Young mostly as the most trash of the trash characters in the entire film.
Okay. I ain't mad at you, man. Now, something that was dope to me was like, and I said this in my review. I was gonna bring the picture up again, but I'm not. I said this in my review, like, in the old game, we know that right when they're trying to finish him, the characters are in a trance going like this. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, okay, of course that's not practical in real life. That doesn't make any sense. But dude, they were able to execute that in this movie, and I have to say, I'm very impressed with that. Because Liu Kang did the bicycle kick and knocked him in that tar pit or whatever, and he couldn't move. So he wasn't necessarily doing like this, but he couldn't move, and he was kind of just like, he was kind of stuck, like, what the fuck? And then he came with the dragon, and I was just like, that was, I liked it. That was a fatality. I loved it, man. I loved it. And so it was corny, but I'm a corny guy, you know what I'm saying? So I really did like that. And guys, we got over 100 people in the live right now. If I can get 100 thumbs up, that would be great. Thank you so much. And so we're coming up to the, we still got to talk about this boy right here, your boy Jax. Your boy Jax.
Yeah. Little T-Rex arms over here.
Yeah. I like Mekhi Brooks. I was happy with the casting. I thought that was Shao Kahn at first, and then he just looks good right here. He looks good, and when he was fighting, that was dope. And I even liked the battle that he had with Sub-Zero at the beginning. I didn't
that was a pretty intense scene. I like that scene.
That he was able to fight back just a little bit. But like you said, man, the T-Rex arms, that was weird. And then the way it grew into the full mechanical like arms with the whole corner thing, that was stupid. I did not like that at all. That was weak to me and underdeveloped. How did you feel about that?
That fight on the bridge, and remind me, what was that character's name again? That he fought?
Rykor or Rykon or something.
And actually, I think go back to your point with Liu Kang and the whole like wobbly, and didn't that character do that a little bit? Like they were kind of like. He finished him, clapped his head off or whatever. That fight to me was a little clunky. When I mentioned like the choreography to me, that fight scene, like the camera was so close up, I really couldn't see that. It felt very, with Jax, it felt very robotic, if I'm being honest. That fight choreography to me was a little bit lunky, a little bit clunky for me in regards to this. I like the fatality, obviously, and all these they work, but that seems a little weird. And Jax again was a character that just kind of felt forgotten about for most of the movie. He was under he had this moment with the Rock and his T-Rex arms, but I don't know. Jax was a little underwhelming for me personally. Those arms really got to me, man. It was just like that. It looks like Deadpool from Deadpool was at 1 or 2 when he lost his limbs and then came back growing and all small, but he was all right.
That character's name is Raiko. I've
Okay,
never
gotcha.
even heard of him before.
And what was that? Like what did he have? Like a brick on it? I don't even know what his weapon was. It was kind of silly.
Yeah, I don't know, some type of
Like a loaf of
sledgehammer
bread. Yeah.
or something like that. Let me grab this real quick. Thank you so much for the super chat, Soccer, for the $10.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay,
thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I do appreciate it. And just real quick, I should have been playing this for the super chat.
get over here.
That is Ed Boom, guys. You know, he's the creator of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And so how do I get this picture down? I'm hold on.
Jax taking over.
Yeah. And so yeah, but I like Jax. I just didn't like the how it transformed into the T-Rex arms until the full-blown arms or whatever. That was just kind of weak to me. But we gotta talk about this final battle here. You know what I'm saying, with Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Best parts of the movie.
These two people right here. Now, while I did enjoy this final scene between the two of them, I still think that the intro battle between them was a bit better.
Yeah.
It was just better choreographed to me.
Yeah.
This
and
was
plus,
too.
It didn't have Cole in that scene, so that always makes it better too.
I ain't mad at you, man. But just real quick, how do you feel about Sub-Zero overall, like in this movie?
He again with obviously the movie is what it is. He should have been as he was the main villain per se, but I really think that they should have just had Sub-Zero. The movie should have just been him taking out, if they're not going to do the tournament, him going to different parts of the world, taking out these champions. That would have been fine with me, this whole movie. And again, there was a part of the movie that he was absent, which to me was like, again, the weakest part. Whenever Sub-Zero and Scorpion weren't involved, I kind of was a little bit uninterested in the film. But Scorpion was on a mission. He was the Terminator. I love the score they gave him. He was menacing. I felt the fear. Like I would not want to be in a dark alley with Scorpion on looking, or I should say Sub-Zero looking for me. I thought that he was fantastic. I love that actor, by the way. He's tied into all the Raid guys and all the films that he did on Netflix. He's a brutal fighter. I love his choreography. So I thought that Sub-Zero was fantastic, man. Again, I wish the film, it was just him being the main killing machine for most of the movie and not, all the other stuff that we got with the villains.
Yeah. I am a little bit disappointed that Cole is the one that killed him. It's just like this dude is an assassin, been doing this for hundreds of years. And this dude just gets the marking and he's able to I don't know. I was kind of bummed out about that. And again, like, this fight was great, but it just wasn't as good as the first one. Like the soundtrack that they used during this, it just didn't. It didn't hit right for me. It wasn't as intense, as bombastic as I wanted it to.
Yeah, I want it to be more epic as well.
Right. And I mean, like, just repeat what you did with the first scene. I don't understand that. But even though it was choreographed well, I thought that they were telegraphing like things too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I study martial arts. I look at martial arts. I mean, it is in my blood. And so I want it to be tight and crisp. And even though some real martial arts, it can be like a dance, this seemed like more of a dance to me. In the end, it didn't suck. It just could have been better. But did it make sense to you how Cole was able to activate Scorpion?
So the blade, so
I don't know how that
he
works.
had the blade, obviously he was given the blade by Raiden, and I can't remember, did he cut Scorpion with it, or Sub-Zero, and that activated him to be summoned from hell? Or
he tried to cut Sub-Zero twice. Sub-Zero took the weapon from him and was about to stab Cole, and Cole caught it with his hand, and his hand started bleeding. So I'm thinking maybe the blood activated or something, but that was a bit weird. I know Eman talked about that as well. So I don't know. That's kind of the only thing I just didn't really care for.
Yeah.
How Sub-Zero been killing everyone, and they family boy gonna get exactly.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just kill the family in the house. I don't know why it was like this taunting game to bring them to the studio. Right.
Acting was terrible, and no surprise. And I think Cole bled on it. Okay.
Activate the blade. Okay,
yeah.
so the blood and that makes.
Okay,
I guess
yeah.
it makes sense. They didn't explain it, but we wrote the film. You know, we
Right.
can write it better. We can, I guess, just put 2 and 2 together. I guess.
and just before we head out, man, I just have to talk about Shang Tsung again. I liked him, and the reason why is he didn't want to waste any time. He was like, man, F this. I don't feel like following the rules. You know, we have an opportunity here to seize the day, and he is showing up everywhere, just wrecking shop. You know, like, no, we're gonna kill you now. F the tournament.
Yeah.
So that just kind of I like that, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why Raiden didn't? I would have hit up him. Hey, man, Shang Tsung down here tripping.
Right,
You
call
know,
the
like,
commish.
he breaking the rules.
Out
Like,
of
the tournament don't
control.
start for 3 weeks. Can y'all come and handle your boy? Or something like he didn't. You know, I'm not like, why you not? I mean, he said something like the elder gods are too lazy to come, but I'm just like, you know, what's going on with that? Eman says Scorpion's return was a whack plot hole, and the trailer spoiled that final scene. That is true. That is true, Eman. That is true. Cell phone is dead. That's a funny name. Shang Tsung was basically doing what the bad guy from Wacky Races used to do. By cheating, he was putting his guys in a bad position. Hey, you know, I don't know what Wacky Races is, but
I'm not sure what that is either. Yeah.
Cole Han's blood was the reason. Okay. What would you have do if I wanna? What would have any of you? I cannot read today. What would have any of the good guys do in a one-on-one fight with Reptile? Probably lose. Probably lose.
Yeah.
Probably lose. And just read one more. Shang Tsung is a bad guy and will do what he needs to do to win. I'm fine with it. Right. I like that. I like that. So I guess we just, you know, I guess you just won't be watching this no more, you know.
Yeah, I'll give it another watch, man. It wasn't, I mean, again, I gave it I'm a point guy, so I do like the whole 2.5, 2 point. I gave it was almost a near 3 out of 5 for me, you know. So it's something, like I said in my review, something I can see being fun, and I can see a lot of people enjoying it. I was just looking based on that trailer, maybe I was thinking that it was going to be taken a little bit more seriously. I thought that the behind the scenes and the stuff that how much they took into account and making this look good and feel authentic and pay homage to the video games and also introduce new audience. I thought they were going to take this kind of newer, more nuanced approach to it. Not saying it was going to be Oscar worthy or anything of that nature, but I was just expecting a little bit more better dialogue. I was hoping for better acting. I was hoping for a little bit more of an interesting story. And I personally feel, and I'm going to watch it again, but I felt like it was so rushed. Everything just went by so fast. And I can appreciate about that a film, which like is not taking its time. It's like, we got to get here to here. We're going to get you. But it was just too much going on. It was just moving at too much of a fast pace. I felt some of the choreography wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be, especially with so many of these actors actually knowing hand to hand and martial arts. So it's fun. I can see how people love it and had a fun time with it, but as a film for me, man, it just felt so incomplete. I had more fun with the, Godzilla versus Kong, and a lot of that stuff was kind of, forget the humans. The plot doesn't have to be that good. But they did a better job at giving me what I wanted, unlike Mortal Kombat, because they gave me Cole Young, and I didn't want Cole Young at all. And Cole Young's coming back for the sequel, and man, they should have just ended them in this film, man.
Yeah. I hope Sub-Zero is not dead. But if he comes back, because I know there's more than one Sub-Zero, and maybe his brother will come back. And I know that one of the Sub-Zeros becomes like Noob Sabat or something. And also like Quan Chi, like Scorpion later found out that it was actually Quan Chi that murdered his family, and he tricked them to think it was Sub-Zero. And maybe Sub-Zero and Scorpion team up or something. But I definitely want to see Katana in the sequel, Johnny Cage, Baraka. I want to see a lot of stuff. Let me go ahead and grab this real quick. And I know he wants to see this right here. Amen. $20 super chat. This is a great live, and I love the discussion, fellas. Now play my clip. LOL. Thank you, my brother. I really do appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And y'all go. Eman. He has a review up on this on his channel as well. Very cool, brother. He pops up on my movie news show that I have each week. There's a link down to his channel in the description box. And again, you can also head over to his channel tab. help this brother out. He is the main driver of the bus for the hashtag Recast T'Challa.
Yes, sir.
He did a live on Friday for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I think sometime in the next couple of days, maybe the day or tomorrow, his full recap for the season finale of their show will pop off too. So I'll show this brother some support over there. Well, guys, that'll I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to talk about with Mortal Kombat?
Are you excited for the Johnny Cage? I know they said they want to put a big time actor in that role, and a lot of people are theorizing Ryan Reynolds is the first name that came up for a lot of people. Are you excited for that character?
I am excited for that character. I don't know if I want to see Ryan Reynolds play.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds, but I don't want to get sick of him. He's doing too much right now. I mean, not too much. He's doing enough. He's doing enough. He's doing enough. So
and all his characters starting to feel the same.
Right. Yeah. You took yep. I'm pretty sure you've been feeling that way for quite some time.
Yeah.
And so, well, guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. That is going to conclude the spoilery talk that we have going on today. And Elliot, I want to thank you so much, man, for being here, especially last minute, man. Hold on, real quick. I'm tripping. I didn't get my new rating. So we got to go back. So I gave Mortal Kombat a 7 out of 10. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 the first time I saw it.
Gotcha.
And in that review, I said I was going to probably raise my rating, but I think I'm gonna lower it to a 7. Gotcha. A 7 out of 10. I was thinking maybe a 6.5, but I think I watched it again today just to make sure I remembered everything. I still have fun. Everything that you said, I can't argue with, but I still had a good time. I was still entertained, and I still will probably watch it again from beginning to end within the next week or so. So that's just me. That's just me. Everything is subjective.
It's just your opinion, right?
Yeah, this my